Morrowind is a game that, for the longest time, I struggled to get into. But after finally playing it, I have to say I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say it's a top game for me. I think Daggerfall did some things better, but that's a topic for another day. What I want to talk about is an aspect Morrowind gets beautifully right: making the player feel important. Morrowind's story boils down to a tried and true trope: the Chosen One, as well as the hero's journey. You are the Nerevarine, a reincarnation of a great Ashlander general, Indorol Nerevar. I probably butchered that pronunciation. The prophecy entails several trials the Nerevarine must fulfill. Be born on a certain date to uncertain parents. Neither blight nor age can harm him. The curse of flesh before him flies. In caverns dark Azura's eye sees and makes to shine the moon and star. A stranger's voice unites the houses. 3 holes call him Hortator. A stranger's hand unites the Vilithi. 4 tribes call him Nerevarine. He honors blood of the tribe unmourned. He eats their sin and is reborn. His mercy frees the cursed false gods, binds the broken, redeems the mad. And the player ends up fulfilling these prophecies in an interesting and awesome game. Of course, there is the argument that the prophecy is bullshit, and the player is just extorting local superstition. Personally, I don't like that idea, as it feels like it detracts from the idea of the Nerevarine. In my opinion, a reason Morrowind is so fondly looked back on is not only because of its interesting mythos or its story, but its ability to make the player feel important, while also maintaining the feeling of being an underdog, someone who has worked for their greatness. And this is something that Bethesda has arguably been unable to achieve since. Let's look at Oblivion for example, since everyone has been looking at it this year. Oblivion has the player take the role of a prisoner, who by fate is put into a cell that houses a secret escape route used by the Blades in emergencies. They meet the Emperor, help him a little bit, then watch him die, then become an errand boy for the rest of the game. Of course, this is meant to be an oversimplified and humorous recap. However, my point is, the player ends up feeling like a supporting character to Martin's Septum. Like, you don't even fight the big bad. That's left up for Martin to do. This is honestly very underwhelming for a game that is more rooted in Tolkien-esque high fantasy compared to Morrowind's unorthodox low/dark fantastical world. Maybe in another universe, the hero Kvatch is the bastard child of the Emperor, and must overcome obstacles to be recognized as such in order to defeat Mehrunes Dagon and halt the Oblivion Crisis. Maybe in that universe, Cyrodiil was a jungle. Yeah, I bet Morrowind fans would love that universe! Regardless, Bethesda must have realized that the supporting main character angle wasn't as satisfying as what they did before, so they went back to the Chosen One concept for Skyrim, and, well, I don't know. Skyrim's story technically does hit all the correct notes. An ancient prophecy foretells the return of the World Eater who has forsaken his path to conquer instead of bringing about destruction, and the last Dragonborn is sent by Akatosh as an equalizer. In concept, it's a cool premise. However, the Dragonborn doesn't really face the same trials as the Nerevarine. And what I mean by that is, in Morrowind, the title of Nerevarine feels earned by the end of the game. You are recognized as such by the Great Houses, the Ashlander tribes, and eventually even members of the Tribunal, all through your actions. The game makes you work for your fame. In comparison, the Dragonborn feels like he is almost given his position on a silver platter. He kills one dragon, absorbs a soul, and then the Greybeards call him, teach him some words, then the plot gets sidetracked with the Blades, learning more about the prophecy, getting an Elder Scroll, then you fight Alduin, he escapes, then forcing the player to broker a truce between the Stormcloaks and the Empire, then you travel to Sovngarde and defeat Alduin with the help of spirits. The point I'm trying to make is, Morrowind is a textbook example of how to make the player feel special while maintaining the feeling of being an underdog, whereas Skyrim, it tells the player they are special, but then doesn't give them any meaningful pushback. No one challenges or denounces the player as being Dragonborn. They either don't care or just accept it. And that doesn't make for an interesting story. That is like if Luke Skywalker learned he was destined to become a Jedi, went and trained with Yoda and Obi-Wan for a bit, and then went and fucked around with the Rebellion, experiencing no significant struggles, doesn't fight Vader on Cloud City, doesn't learn he's his father, then went back to Yoda, found a secret force power that could defeat the Emperor, and then just went and did that, with the help of the spirits of the past Jedi. You see, it doesn't work. Nothing about that makes Luke seem like he deserves to be a Jedi. He didn't work for it. Skyrim shows the need for balance between treating the player like they're special and needing them to work for it. Something Morrowind got pretty spot on 9 years prior. In my last video, I described additions and ideas I would like to see in the next Elder Scrolls game. And I would like to add one more thing to that list. Make the player feel important without forgetting to make the journey to importance feel satisfying. I just want to, okay, so before y'all click away, I just want to let you know, I don't think Skyrim is a bad game. I just, I just can notice the flaws. I just notice the flaws and I want to talk about them. I do really enjoy Skyrim. I enjoy every Elder Scrolls game I've played so far. And, yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching my video. And hopefully I'll see you again in the future. Have a good day.